Hey everyone, and welcome to Cozy Tea. My name is Rob, and this is my YouTube channel as well as my very first YouTube video. I wanted to take a moment to thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I'm assuming if you're here, you're probably a part of my Instagram family, so thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me as I explore and try new things in art and see where it goes. So thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to me. With that said, go on, get a blanket, a cup of tea, and cozy up on your couch or wherever it is you cozy up at, and let's talk about some art stuff. In today's video, we're going to be doing a time lapse of the Golden Gate Bridge in a very minimalist beginner format. I have never done landscapes really before, so for some reason, when I think of watercolors, I immediately go to landscapes. And right now, it's a combination that I'm okay with. I want to get into it and see, what it's about. I am doing this in one take, so I apologize for any of the ums and noises that I make. I don't know what I'm doing, so we're just gonna wing it and see what happens, right? Some of the best things were created by accident, so let's go with that logic. With painting in general, I've always kind of been scared of painting because brushes are not, as easy to control as, let's say, a pencil. And there is a lot of room for error when it comes to painting. Once you lay that color on the page, it's on there, especially with watercolor. It's not like acrylic where you can cover it up, or with oil painting, you can kind of push it around and, move stuff up and down. This is like a translucent medium. So once it's on the page, it's on the page. And if you layer over it with any lighter color, it's going to make a different color. So it is kind of intimidating in that fact. I am not using any type of masking fluid or anything. So until I can afford to get some of that, I really have to be careful with where I'm putting the brush. But I might not use masking fluid because maybe it's a good way to train myself in figuring out how to get into these tiny little nooks and crannies with the different types of brushes that I have. And maybe taking those kinds of shortcuts really should be safe for people who are a little bit more experienced, just to save time for, commissions or whatever that they're doing. So, enough chit chat on the basic stuff. Let's talk about something that's been on my mind for the past week or so. Just talk and see what talking does. I want to make videos because when I started on Instagram a few years ago, I had a different Instagram account, and I've since deleted that one and started a brand new one just to kind of get a fresh start. But I started making videos at the end of 2017, the beginning of 2018, and there was something very therapeutic about just being able to talk for an extended period of time. And if you're not recording yourself doing this, then you're considered a crazy person. So I figured what I'll do is I'll share my deepest, darkest feelings into a microphone and then post it online for everyone to hear. I think that's a great idea. It hasn't ever gotten anyone in trouble. I just graduated law school in August last month of this year. One of the biggest accomplishments of my life. I started law school back in 2018 after a relatively tough period in my life. Um, I was alone for many years. I wasn't really taking care of myself, and I didn't have a job that I really liked. So I was kind of looking to change something, do something different with my time because I felt like I was wasting it. But I wasn't really sure what. And law school was kind of the first thing that I thought of. It was something that I really wanted to do when I was an undergrad. And that meant that I was going to do it because I was like, well, I was thinking about this when I was younger and I'm thinking about it now, so it must be what I need. I'm happy that I did it. It was 2.5 years. 2.5 years of a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears for sure. A lot of tears and a lot of sweat. Not much blood, but a lot of crying at finals time and freaking out before grades are posted. If any of you are college students, I'm sure you can understand that struggle. But I'm very happy that I did it because I think it really made me a much stronger and mature person and much more ready to tackle on a challenge like starting a business and creating a YouTube channel. In March of this year, I had a job working in an accounting department, And on my lunch break, I was drinking a cup of tea, and I just remember it was a really nice day that day, and I was sitting in my car because it was quarantine time, so I didn't want to eat lunch in the cafeteria. And it was just a really nice day out. The sun was up. It was probably a good 60 degrees, so I had my windows rolled down, and I just felt so cozy. And I was like, you know what? What if I name my business Cozy Tea? And that's how I came up with the name for my brand. And I went on and I paid for the trademark, and that's how Cozy Tea was born. I know that's kind of a random thing to bring up after talking about law school, but I didn't really plan out how I was going to say all of this. So bear with me as I get used to talking for extended periods of time into a microphone. But creating this company, I think, is going to be really good for me. I think it's the next step in my life that I really want to kind of go into and improve my artwork and give myself a new purpose and a new meaning to life. Because I feel like after graduating law school, there's definitely a huge burden on my shoulders of what am I going to do next? I think a lot of people who graduate college face this problem, and it does lead us to kind of get depressed. So I want to do something before I get really, really sad and scared, and just kind of keep myself busy doing something that I really care about. Art's something that I've been doing my whole life, and on and off for many years of my life. I've drawn and always gone to it, even subconsciously. Sometimes I don't even think about it, but there are times I look through my sketchbooks, and maybe at some point we can go through them, where I see drawings and I'm like, wow, I did that. And that was like when I was 17, or wow, I was 20 years old when I did that. And I remember I was in my dorm room, and just thinking about the fact that at any point in my life where I felt the most scared or vulnerable or just out of sorts, I've always opened up a sketchbook and started drawing. And to me, this speaks volumes about what art means to me and how much it's intertwined with my very essence. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to, get a real job that helps pay the bills real good, but I'm also going to pursue art, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm very excited about it. It's something that I really want to do. So, once again, I am very grateful to have any of you who are watching this video and here to watch me grow on this channel. So with all of that said, the next thing I wanted to talk about in this video is how to deal with starting from scratch. I'm lucky to have some art experience. I know my art supplies, I know and how to use them for the most part. So I'm very fortunate for that. I think I am a lot farther ahead than maybe some other people. Sorry, I forgot my fan was on. It's getting hot in this room. That's another thing, is like I'm not used to recording, so there's a lot of background noise. It sounds quiet in here, but it's not quiet at all. When I just play or when I just record the mic, it's like, and I'm like, what the hell is that? So I got to make sure the ACs are off, the fans are off, and my cat is not being a dumbass. Right now he's sleeping, so he's being a good boy. But um, anyway, as I was saying, I know enough about art that I feel like I have a good foot on the first pedestal that I could step up on to get to the next level of artistry that I am aiming to achieve. So I do have that. But what is difficult about starting off for the first time after, kind of doing it on and off for the past few years is there is a lot of room for improvement. And it is improvement that I could have been making had I really dedicated my time to it. So there is a little bit of regret in that regard. But I really think being in law school, my time was to focus on doing stuff in law school. And I don't regret going to law school. I'm very happy that I did. It definitely gave me a lot of ammunition for my future. And I'm very excited to see where that takes me. But one of the things I'm struggling with right now is my creativity. That's something that's been hit pretty hard with, you know, one being so occupied with other things, dealing with the stress from quarantine. My anxiety's been through the roof. I'm sure a lot of you have the same issue, and I've experienced that. And it's just hard to kind of come up with ideas, as well as just to be positive in general. Everything on social media is so negative, and then the news is so negative. So it's hard to just go somewhere and get inspiration without seeing so much negativity. But I think when it comes to times like this, when you do struggle with art block or writer's block or music block, whatever form of block you experience, what's most important is just doing something. I decide I'm just going to draw a bridge. I'm just going to paint it and I'm just going to post it, and that's enough. It's something, it's better than nothing, and at least I'm doing enough to keep my fluidity in motion, to give myself some inspiration in the future, and hopefully just give myself the kick in the ass that I need to get started, even if I just feel really discouraged and I don't feel like doing anything. Which I guess is kind of a weird thing to think about. After having graduated law school, you think that I would just be so motivated and so energetic to do so much more with my life, but it was such a hard experience. And I guess they say millennials are entitled, but there is a slice of, I put in all this work, now where's my reward? I mean, I know you have to work for it, but does it have to be this difficult? I think it kind of does, and that makes the journey a lot more worth the struggle and the time that it takes to get to that point. But there is a lot of uncertainty in all of it. I guess ultimately, nothing in our lives are exciting and full of, oh my God, that's amazing every single time we do it, all day, every day. There is a lot of standstill moments and maybe even boring moments where we're just doing the fundamentals or practicing drawing hands and lips and faces over and over and over and over again until, we can build up that skill. But then every so often we get this massive jolt of inspiration and we draw something that not just gives us so much life, but so much hope. And it's like, oh my God, I pulled that out of nowhere and it looks so good and I'm so proud of it. And that's why I do this, is because it's happened before. I know it can happen again. There are thousands of drawings before you get your amazing one. And that's why I practice. That's why I keep doing it. Because I know the more and more I practice, that ratio is going to drop. And I'll be able to get a lot more diamonds, more than diamonds in the rough. So yeah, with all of that said, I think that's the end of the discussion part of the video. I hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Are you currently experiencing art block? Did you just get out of it? And if you did, what's your secret? Please share with us. Let us know, because it would be very helpful to know some secrets. I could definitely use that for sure. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button and stick around for a while to see what I come up with next. I would very much appreciate that. And thank you so much for watching this video. No matter what, stay cozy and keep it real. Until next time, guys. Peace.